Magandang araw po sa ating lahat. This is Sir Harvey and this is my YouTube channel for teaching computer programming. Lahat po ng mga lessons and videos na meron tayo are all available in both English language and Tagalog. Para po mas madaming makaintindi at makagets ng mga lessons. Okay? And I hope you would like all the lessons that we have or we will have, yung mga lessons po for today and for the next videos. I know there are reasons bakit po kayo napunta dito sa video na ito. It might be you are a student or college or even high school. Yan, tinatype ko na dito para makita ninyo. College or high school or in senior high or junior high. And it could be you're taking up, of course, IT or computer science course or degree. Okay, it could also be you are an engineering student. Okay? Na merong programming subject. Okay? And you could also be a math major college student. Okay? Or just a career shifter. Pwede po yan. Kasi meron pong mga graduate ng ibang course pero mas pinili nila po na mag-shift into IT. Okay? Pero hindi po lahat ng information technology or IT works or has a computer programming works. Hindi po lahat nagpo-program. So meron sa database, meron sa networking, meron sa system administration, okay, mga ganun. So it could be just you are exploring. Okay? So, pwede pong you're just exploring. So, pwedeng nag-explore lang po kayo ng mga possibilities or ng new knowledge na gusto nyo magkaroon kayo or baka naboboring po kayo. Okay? So, it could be because of these reasons or may mga reasons pa na meron kayo na hindi ko alam. And by the way, whatever the reason that we have, these videos are created in a way na maiintindihan po ng mga beginners or ng mga bago pa lang sa programming. And we will start off with the question. Okay? What is programming? Okay, what is programming? Okay. Ang programming po, naririnig po natin yan sa mga college student or even sa mga nag-work na as IT na pagka narinig natin silang magsalita parang napaka-complex na hindi natin maintindihan. Well, technically, talagang mahirap po talagang intindihin dahil they are talking about a different language or different construct ng language na hindi natin basta-basta naiintindihan. So, tinatawag natin yun ng mga jargon or computer jargon. So, pag sinabi natin mga computer jargons or mga terms, hindi natin yun basta-basta maiintindihan unless we ourselves understand or have a basic knowledge of those things or at least have an education dito sa mga bagay na ito. So, balik tayo dito. What is programming? So, I can define programming as a systematic, okay? Sabi natin systematic way of solving a problem. Okay? Now, the problem could be simple or complex or complex. So, ano ibig sabihin po netong simple or complex? Yung simple po na yung mga calculator po na nakikita ninyo sa mga tindahan. Merong mga simpleng function yun or basic functions like addition, multiplication, division. Those are computed dun sa mga calculators or mga device na yun. We can call it a computer. Okay? Kasi pa computer, any device that do data processing. And it could be complex, like pagpapalipad ng rocket papunta sa Mars. Okay? Tulad po ng ginagawa ng mga tao sa NASA. So, both simple, like the calculator, and complex, gaya ng pagpapalipad ng spaceship sa kalawakan o papunta sa ibang planeta. Both of these are products, okay, ng programming. Okay? So, ito ang nagagawa ng programming. So, makikita natin ang lawak pala ng sakop ng programming, and it might excite you na ay masarap palang mag-program. Depende po 'yun kung may enjoy talaga natin yung programming in the long run, or baka maging stressful yung programming sa atin. Pero I can assure you na masaya po. It's fun to do programming. Okay? So, hindi pa tapos ng definition na to. What is programming? It is a systematic way of solving a problem, okay, using a programming language. Ayan. Understood and executed by a machine or computer. Okay. Lagay ko na lang dito slash. Ayan. Machine or computer. So, programming, okay, it is a systematic way of solving a problem using a programming language. Okay, pagdadaanan natin to. So, ano ba tong programming language na to? Understood and executed by a machine or computer. So, ang mga language po kasi ng computer, okay, the language, okay, the native language of computer, okay, is yung ones and zeros. Yan po yung naiintindihan ng computer. So, yung ganyan po, yan, mga ganyan, yan yung naiintindihan ng computer eh. So, siyempre tayo, hindi natin mai-instruct yung computer by just writing these codes. So, kinakailangan natin ng programming language. Now, dito na tayo papasok sa programming language. Okay? Yan. Sinusulat ko na para makapag-take note din po kayo. Kasi po, sabi nila, mas effective daw po yung pag-aaral kapag ka nagtitake note eh. Kahit nakikita mo na yung mga ano. So, hindi lang basta-basta screenshot, maganda isulat na rin natin para mas nare-retain sa isip natin. Okay, so, what is programming language? Okay? It is a form of syntax, okay? Syntax and semantics. Okay, ano ba yan, sir? Yung syntax and semantics na yan. Ito pong syntax and semantics, ito po yung bumubuo ng language. Okay? Pag sinabi po nating syntax, ito yung construct or yung form, yung structure ng isang language. So, kuwari, sa Tagalog, merong ikaw, merong ako, merong lahat tayo. So, yun yung mga language that are available. And semantics, okay, ito naman yung meaning. So, not because meron tayong mga alam na words, it doesn't make up yung isang programming statement. So, kinakailangan, you have the syntax, or you have the form, you have the structure, and you have the semantics. Ibig sabihin, merong kahulugan yung sinasabi mo. Okay? So, yung programming language, it is a form of syntax and semantics that instructs, okay, a machine to do tasks. Okay. Sa makatuwid, etong mga programming language na to, it enables the programmer or ang isang tao to instruct the machine or a computer. Okay, lagay ko na dito /computer. Anyways, moving forward sa ating mga lessons, we will be referring to computer sometimes as machine. Okay? Kasi po pag nasa IT kayo or nasa computer science field po kayo, okay? We talk about yung mga computers as machine. Kasi po, yan yung basic term na ginagamit for any device or anything that do processing. Accept an input, do some processing, and gives an output. Okay? So, it is a form of syntax and semantics that forms a language that instructs a machine or computer instruct a machine or computer to do tasks. So sa pamamagitan po ng programming language, tinuturuan natin or binibigyan natin ng instruction yung computer sa kung ano ang gagawin niya. Okay? So, sa papanong paraan, tayo makakapagbigay ng instruction sa computer without typing these numbers. Kasi hindi naman po natin maiintindihan ito eh. Okay? Kaya po, programming language enables programmers, okay? It enables programmers to translate, okay, human readable language to machine language. Okay. So, ibig sabihin, itong mga programming language na ito, these are all created, okay? These are all constructed in a way na tayo nababasa natin. Tulad nito, meron ako example dito. We'll be talking about this later on. Meron ako ditong internal, meron akong word na class, I also have yung word na program, meron ding main. Okay, so ito, naiintindihan ko what is main, what is program, what is the word using. Okay, very distinctive naman siya. Pag sinabing using, ibig sabihin gagamitin ko ito. Okay, so mamaya pag-uusapan din yan. So, because of programming language, yung mga words na naiintindihan natin, okay, is being translated, okay, into the language of yung native language ng computer, which is 11100. Ito mga ganito. Puro ones and zeros. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, itong instructions na ito, okay, na natatranslate siya during the compilation. Mamaya we'll talk about the compilation. Natatranslate ito into this form. Kaya pagka ganito na, naiintindihan na ng computer what exactly to do. Okay? So, programming language, it enables programmers to translate human-readable language like this one to machine language like this. Okay? So, malinaw po yun, ano? So, pagdating po sa programming, okay, meron po tayong mga basic structures, okay, na sinusunod or merong basic na characters, yun na lang ilalagay ko. Basic na mga attributes or characters. Characteristics pala, sorry. Yan. Basic attributes or characteristics, yung programming. Number 1, meron laging input. Okay? So, ano tong input na to? Naalala niyo po yung example natin kanina na calculator. Yan, example, yung calculator. Ano dun sa basic calculator nakikita natin sa tindahan o kaya sa palengke? Pinipindot lang po yun ng tindera, di ba? So, simple as may mga numbers doon from 1 to 9 and 0. So, pipindutin niya, for example, 1, tapos 0, tapos minus, or sabihin natin 0, tapos pipindutin niya yung minus, tapos pipindutin niya yung 35, halimbawa. So pagka pinrest niya yung yung equals or yung answer, 'di ba? Mag-output to 65. Okay. Tama ba ako? 100 minus 35. Ayan, 65. Ito po example na papakita ko. Ito yung ginagamit ng mga tindera or even sa mga base sa mga stores. Meron silang ganitong klaseng calculator, di ba? So, ipipress nila to. So, by way of pressing this, 1, 0, 0, these are inputs actually. So, pagka pinress ko yung 1, nag-i-input yung human or yung tao ng data into the calculator or into the machine. So, ito yung tinatawag natin na input. Okay? So, ang ginagawa ng calculator, okay, after maglagay ng input, is it does all the processing. Okay? So, meron ng process na involved. Okay? Dito. Meron ng processing. So, nagtitake siya ng input and it has a process or how the machine, okay, executes the program. Okay, ang ganda niyan. How the machine executes the program. So, paano kaya na-compute ng calculator yan? Yun po yung trabaho ng mga programmer. Inuutusan natin yung calculator. Sinasabi natin na pag pinrest ng user itong 1, pinrest ng user itong mga digits na to, then perform basic math or arithmetic or algorithm. Okay? So, process. So, by way of process, okay, dyan sa ating example, nag-perform tayo ng minus, okay? Or subtraction. Yan, subtraction. Okay. So, dahil nag-perform siya ng subtraction, ang ina-expect natin ay ipa-perform niya itong basic arithmetic na ito. So, the output should be, okay, output is, pag pinrest niya yung equals, ulitin ko dito 100 minus 35. Pag pinindot ko itong equals, dapat gagawin niya yung process na yon and it will give me yung output desired. Okay? So, 65. Okay, output niya 65. Tama po, di ba? Yan. Okay. So, ibig sabihin, ito po yung mga basic na attributes na meron ng isang program. Pero in the complex part ng isang program, or if you go into deeper level of understanding yung computer programming, meron ng mga complex na mga bagay na some doesn't need input, okay? Some doesn't need output. Minsan hindi na kailangan ng output. Meron na lang siyang pinaprocess. Pero for the sake of the introduction to programming, ito po yung basic na ginagawa ng computer programming. Okay po? So, talking about programming languages, there are different programming languages. Meron pong iba't ibang klase ng mga programming languages. Okay? So, number 1 po dyan, yung C. Okay? Okay, C programming. Okay, C, as in C talaga. Pwede nyo rin i-google yan. It is one of the oldest programming language that na nag-exist. Sobrang tanda na po niyan. Okay? So, hats off sa nag-invento ng yung nag-create na itong programming language na to. Why? Dahil because of this programming language, it evolved into C++. Okay? Na ito po yung basic na pinagkukunan ng behaviors and patterns ng Java. May i-discuss po natin yan. And C# and other programming languages. So lahat po ng mga machines na meron tayo, okay? Even Apple products, even Windows products can be attributed to this programming language, C. Ito po talaga yung yung pinaka parang god na itong mga ibang programming language. Okay? So if I can open up a browser here, ayan. Ayun. Dennis Ritchie. Okay, sino si Dennis Ritchie? Konting kaalaman lang po. Sabi dito, Dennis McAllister Ritchie was an American computer scientist. He is most well known for creating C programming language. Wow. So lahat po ng mga yung mga bagay na meron tayo ngayon, it can be attributed to this guy. So hats off to him. Okay, so back to this. One of the oldest programming language is C. And then we also have yung C++, which is the advanced or we can say enhanced. Enhanced version of the C programming language. Okay. And we also have Java. Okay, maririnig nyo rin po yan. Kapag hindi po kayo programmer, ang Java po ay either an island or isang kanin, Java rice, or ano pa ba yung Java? Or coffee. Okay. Pero in this case, Java is a computer programming language. Well, basically, na-attribute po nila to actually sa coffee na Java. Okay. So, Java is mostly used by mobile app for creating mobile apps. Ayan. Konting mga ano lang po to. Para talaga to sa mga bago pa lang. Okay? Mga konting kaalaman po na ating i-discuss para po meron tayong idea on what exactly is programming language or what exactly is programming. Okay? So, Java, these are used in mobile apps, creating software applications, okay? And even enterprise systems. Enterprise systems. Okay. So, i-extend ko lang po. Yan. Okay. Yan. Even enterprise systems, and meron din pong C#. Okay? And C# is developed by Microsoft company. Yung mga Windows po na meron tayo, Microsoft din po gumawa niyan. It is an object-oriented programming. Object-oriented. Pag-aaralan po natin yan in the next lessons. Object-oriented programming. Okay? Object-oriented programming language. Yan. Or, tinatawag nilang OOP. OOP stands for Object-Oriented Programming. Okay. So, it is also a programming language na ginagamit sa paggawa ng mobile apps, gaya ng Java, paggawa ng software applications, and even enterprise systems. Yan. Okay? Enterprise systems. And even games. In Java din. Mga games. Yan. Okay. So, etong C# and both C# and Java, C++ can pay respect to C. Kasi ito po talaga yung pinaka godfather nila dun sa pag-develop ng mga programming languages na ito. Okay? So, next is we also have yung, lagyan ko na lang ng number 1, 2, okay, 3, 4, and 5. Meron ding Python. Okay? Yung Python po, hindi po ito yung ahas This is a programming language primarily or most commonly being used for data science. So ito po yung mga big data processing, yung sobrang daming mga data na ina-analyze, and it gives insights, okay? It gives information and summary to different set of people, like yung mga managers, like yung mga businesses, company owners, and even yung mga investors. So, Python is one of the best available out there. Data science and machine learning, okay? Or AI. Ginagamit itong Python. Okay, number 6 is PHP. So, it is an open source programming language. Okay? It's an open source programming language mostly used in web developments. Yan. Mostly used in web developments. Alam ko po yung Facebook. Okay? Gawa po din po nila yan sa PHP. Okay. So, moving on. So, meron na tayong C, C++, Java, C#, Python, and PHP. Okay? So, these are one of the examples. At yung list po ay napakahaba. Napakadami pong programming language that are available. Okay? Sa industry. Napakadami po. Ito po is yung some of the list lang. Okay, and for the next discussions and lessons that we will have, okay, we will be using C Sharp. Okay, so focus po tayo sa C Sharp. .NET Framework. Yan, madidiscuss po natin yan. .NET Framework. Okay, so for the lessons, we'll be using C Sharp. Okay, ano po Sir Harvey yung C Sharp? So, nabanggit ko po kanina, it was developed by Microsoft. At uulitin ko po ulit dito. It is an object oriented programming. Okay. It is an object-oriented programming or OOP language. Pangalawa, it is a compiled programming language. So, sa mga next lessons po natin, madi-discuss ulit natin tong compiled programming language. So, for now, because we are still in the introduction, medyo mahirap pa ma-comprehend itong mga compiled na to. Pero in the next lessons, mas maiintindihan nyo po yan. Okay. So, pagka sinabi nating compiled, okay, itong word na compiled na to, okay, meron po kasing tinatawag na compiler, yung computer or yung mga applications, compiler. So, ang trabaho ng compiler, okay, trabaho ng compiler is it converts the language into low-level instructions. So, meron po tayong tinatawag na compiler. Meron din tayong interpreter. Yan, interpreter. Okay. So, sabi po din sa ibang definition, the interpreter produce a result from a program while a compiler produce a program written in assembly language. So, medyo malalim po yun. But for the sake of this, yung compiler po, it converts the language like this into low-level instructions na maiintindihan na ng computer. Okay? Yung magigets na ng computer, like itong mga... Meron pa tayong tinatawag na assembly language. Meron din tayong tinatawag na mga IL or intermediate language sa Microsoft or .NET Framework that are being converted into machine language like ones and zeros. Okay? So, technically, okay, the compiler, it converts the language na nababasa natin into low-level instructions. And it also checks for errors. Okay? So, ito po. Pare, maglalagay ako dito ng kung ano-ano. Kita nyo po meron agad red squiggly line. So, nade-detect niya agad na merong error. Kaya natin tinawag na yung C# is a compiled programming language. Okay? Because it compiles yung mga tinatype natin dito. At kapag hindi niya ito naintindihan, okay, it will check for error. Ito pa tinatawag to na syntax error. Diniscuss natin kanina yan. That for a language, meron siyang syntax and semantics. Okay, ulitin ko yung semantics is the meaning of the language and the syntax, okay, is the form. Okay? Yung form or yung structure nung isang language. So for this, dahil hindi niya maintindihan to, merong red squiggly line. Sinasabi niya na, what is this? Okay? So, yan. The name ASD, SAD, SAD does not exist in the current context. Okay? So, it checks for error. Ito, tinatawag to na syntax error. Okay. So, moving forward, balik tayo dito. Taburahin ko lang to. Okay. So, meron tinatawag, okay, moving forward sa ating discussion into introduction to programming, meron tinatawag na IDE or it stands for Integrated Development Environment. Yun. IDE, Integrated Development Environment. Okay? So, ano ang IDE? It is a software application, yan, that facilitates writing of programming language, compilation, okay? Compilation, and executing, okay? Applications or algorithms. Pero hindi po lahat ng IDE, I think, merong set of this, yung tinatawag na editor. Etong pang-write ng programming language, ito po kasi yung editor functionality ng IDE. Meron din siyang compilation and execution. So hindi yata lahat ng IDE ay kompleto to. Yung iba merong pang-write lang ng programming language, yung iba merong pang-compile pero walang pang-execute. Pero basically for this, okay, meron tong capability to write. Meron tayong code editor dito. And this also serve as yung pang-compile and pang-execute ng applications or algorithms. Okay, so IDE also, it consists, tulad ng ating nabanggit kanina, consists of compiler and interpreter. Okay. So, for these lessons and for the next lessons that we will have, we will be using Microsoft Visual Studio. Okay. Microsoft Visual Studio. Ito po 'yan. Yan, Microsoft Visual Studio. Open ko lang po ulit yung yung aking incognito window. Yan. Kasi pwede natin i-search Visual Studio. Ayun. Ayan, makikita nyo dito. So, sabi niya dito, Visual Studio Dev Tools and Services make app. Pag sinabi pong app, application po yan. App development easy for any developer or programmer on any platform and language. So, dahil ngayon po, makabago na yung panahon, hindi lang C# yung kinikater ng Microsoft ng Visual Studio, even other programming language. So, dito sa Visual Studio, it comes with different version. So, merong Visual Studio that is full-fledged, okay? And it has different tiers. Community, I think ito yung free for everybody to use. Professional, these are for, I think, yung mga smaller companies, I think, or individual or personal use. And enterprise is for the larger corporations or businesses. Meron ding Visual Studio for Mac and Visual Studio Code. Ito pong Visual Studio Code is the lighter version of the Visual Studio that is more usable for other programming languages, for others set of programming languages. So, mas malaming nakikater na programming languages to. And it is lighter than itong Visual Studio. Okay? Kasi sa compilation pa lang, medyo heavy po sa compilation and build itong Visual Studio. Okay? So, ito yan, Visual Studio. So, you can go to this, Community 2022. Ito yung available na currently. And, pwede natin to i-download and then execute. And then, we'll start doing our applications. Okay. So, balik po tayo dito. Okay, so going back here, meron tayong Microsoft Visual Studio. Ito po yan. Okay. So, ito po yung IDE na ating gagamitin for the lessons today and for the next lessons that we'll have. Okay, so sa programming language, balik po tayo doon. Okay, programming language. Meron po tayong tinatawag na pagdadaanan natin na mga terms like object. Okay? So, pag sinabing object sa programming language, object is the representation of real-world things or objects. Okay? Or objects. So, halimbawa, ng object is, okay, lagay ko dito examples. Okay? Examples are person. Okay? Examples also are vehicles. Okay? Examples are animals. Okay, so kung mapapansin po natin, that person has different characteristics. Okay? Vehicles has different makes or models. Tama po, ano? Or colors. Okay. Animals has different colors also, different breed, okay, different type or species, okay. So these are sa pagdating sa programming language or programming. Ito po is we call these objects, okay. And these objects, okay, we use the objects to define our class. Ayun. So, medyo nagiging complex na po yung ating discussion. If hindi po kayo nakakasunod, pwede nyo po sigurong balikan ng konti yung about data. Okay? So, etong objects na to, ito yung ginagamit natin to define our class. So, paano to nagkakatugma or paano to nagkakakonect? Yung class or our class or any class is the blueprint of an object. Ayun. Dito po siya nagkakonnect. So, we build our class using these objects or yung mga representation. So, pwede tayong magkaroon ng example ulit. Okay? Pwede tayong magkaroon ng person class. Okay? Lagyan ko na lang yan para mas maintindihan natin. Pero hindi po laging ganyan yung syntax or yung construct ng mga class na gagawin natin. So we can have vehicles class or object, or we can actually name etong mga class na to as object. Halimbawa, animals object. Pwede po yan. Okay. So, anything na nakikita natin sa real world, even events, okay, pwede natin gawing object. And yung object is our reference. Yan, lagay ko na lang dito. Is our reference. Yung object po is our reference for creating class. Okay. Kasi makikita po natin dito yan na mayroong mga class. Okay, moving forward. So, ito po is an example of a program. So, ito na po yan. Meron tayong ditong program.cs. It is just an example to give you an overview kung ano ang programming language. So, this is the example of a programming language. Makikita po natin yan, isa-isahin natin. Meron ditong using system. Okay. Ano ibig sabihin na itong using na to? It is actually a namespace. Okay, lagay ko din po dito, namespace. Using system. Yan, okay. It is actually a namespace sa world of .NET or C# programming. Namespace, ito po, namespace po itong system na to. Or we can also define that, or we can have a perspective na itong namespace are a set of libraries, okay? Or of classes or objects. Okay, so ibig sabihin, ito pong namespace is a collection. Okay? Collection of different libraries of class or object. Ibig sabihin po dito sa loob ng system, merong madaming class or objects. So ibig sabihin, using, gagamitin natin itong namespace na to or itong collection na to. Okay? So, next, meron po makikita tayo dyan na word na static. Okay. So, lalagay ko rin dito yan. Okay. Ayan. Okay, so static, it means that an object, a method or a part of the class, even variables, didiscuss po natin yan, is always present. Okay? And static, ibig sabihin, it's a part of the class. Okay? That is always present. Okay, so nakita rin po natin, merong word na void. So, nandito na po tayo sa mga basic things ng programming. Merong word na void. Ano yung sabihin ng void? Void means nothing. Okay, ibig sabihin, wala. As in, wala. I-explain ko po mamaya ano ibig sabihin ng wala dito sa context na to. Okay, ito pong static void main na to, ito po yung tinatawag natin na method. Okay, method po yan. Tapos, itong nasa loob ng parentheses, okay? So, after the method, ito po yung tinatawag natin na method declaration. After the method, meron tayong parentheses dito. And inside the parentheses, ito po yung mga parameters na siniset natin. So, pag-uusapan po natin in the next lesson, ano ba itong mga string na to? Or mga data types na yan. Okay? So, basically for this, ito yung tinatawag natin ng mga parameters. Okay? So, for this method, it means, okay, balik tayo dito. Ito po, itong method na to, it means, okay, the method does not return anything. Wala siyang ibabalik na kahit ano. Okay, so pagka dito po sa method declaration natin, nilagay natin tong void na to, okay, or return type na tinatawag natin, wala po siyang i-return or wala siyang ibabalik na kahit ano. Di tulad nung ating example kanina dun, sa calculator, meron siyang ni-return na 65. Pero pagka yung method niya is void, wala siyang i-return na kahit ano. So, void, okay, it executes the method but returns nothing. Yan. Gagawin niya naman lahat ng nasa loob. Lahat ng instruction dito. Okay, gagawin niya lahat yan. Pero it will return nothing. Okay? So, meron din tayo nakikitang word na main. Okay? Lagay din natin dito yan. So, main is the name of the method. So, ito po, ito yung pagpapangalan dito sa method. So, pwede tayo maglagay ng iba't ibang pangalan ng method, but for this method, this is the standard na lahat po ng application, okay, has a main method. Why? Because the main method is the starting point of your program. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, pag hinit ko tong start na to, ang unang-unang hanapin niya is the main method. Ito po yung starting point, okay, ng ating application or ng code. Okay. Next, ilagay din po natin dito ano ba ibig sabihin nito mga parentheses na to. Okay. So dito, sinabi ko na po kanina, nasa loob po nito is where we place parameters. Well, for this context, dito natin nilalagay yung parameters. Okay po? And, pagka sinabi natin, para saan po ba yan, sir, itong parameters na to? Okay? Ito po ay nagsisilbing input. Naalala niyo po yung example natin kanina dito sa calculator. Meron tayong input, di ba? So, it is like this. Okay? Ito is input sa loob ng method. So, whatever input na ibinibigay natin for this method, pwede niyang gamitin dito sa loob. Halimbawa, si args, ayan, meron siyang, ito, input kasi ito eh. Si args, mag-a-assign ako halimbawa ng 1. String pala yan. Halimbawa ng first. Ayan. Okay? So, this one is an array. I-discuss po natin yan sa next videos natin or lessons. So, for this context, ginagamit natin itong parenthesis na to define yung parameters, and yung parameters, nagagamit natin to sa loob ng method. Okay? So, whatever purposes that we have, magagamit natin itong mga input parameters na yan. Okay? So, lagay ko rin dito that yung sa loob ng parameters, it is where ginagamit natin yung parameters. Okay? Yan, as input to a method. Okay. And then, we also have, nakita nyo po ba yan, yung mga curly brace? Ayan, medyo maliit lang. Pero actually, curly brace po yan. Or braces. Okay, itong braces na to ay ginagamit natin. Okay, lakihan ko na lang to lump, okay, or to group yung set of code. Okay? Sa terms ng programming, yung set of codes ay tinatawag natin na block. Okay? Or block of code. Yan. Block or block of codes. So, ito isang block po to. Okay? This is a block of codes. Ito nasa loob. Halimbawa, maglalagay ako dito ng kung ano-ano. Yan. Yan. Halimbawa, ganyan. Okay? So, tignan nyo lang po muna. For the next time, magagawa nyo na rin po yan sa ating mga next na discussion. Okay. So, ito, basta anything na nasa loob, anything na nasa loob, okay? Nasa loob ng dalawang braces na ito, okay? We call this as the block of codes. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, for this method, okay, this is the starting point. Okay? And this is the end of the block of code. So, dito siya magsisimula and then it will run sequentially. And this is the end of this block of code. Kaya po dito makikita natin na meron siyang collapse toggle. Ayan. Parang it gives us a hint na this is actually a one set, okay? One set or a block of code. Okay? So, and then, we also have here, malapit na po tayo matapos, console. Okay? Nakita natin dito, tinype ko dito console. So, ano ba tong console na ito? Okay. So, console is a method that is part of, right line pala yan. Right line. Okay, right line is a method that is part of an object called console. Okay? Console. So, etong console na to, okay, this is being used for reading, for accepting or reading input from the user like this. Okay. Console.readLine. Readline. Ayan. Okay. So, makita po natin pag hinover natin yung ating mouse dito. Sabi dyan, it reads the next line of characters from the standard input stream. Ibig sabihin, it will wait for the user to enter a character or string or set of characters ini-input sa keyboard. Okay? So, itong read line na to and write line, okay, these are methods, okay, that are part of an object called console. So, itong console na to, makikita natin that this is a class. Naalala niyo po yung binanggit ko kanina na ginagamit natin yung object to define our class. So, in this scenario, makikita natin that console is actually a class. Okay? And nabanggit natin kanina yung system. Okay? Makikita po natin dito na yung console is under the namespace or collection netong system. Okay? So, balik po tayo dito. Okay? Now, yung console, yan, it works with the user input or output. Okay. Bigyan ko lang po ng tab dito para mas malinaw. Ayan. So, itong console, it works with the user input or output. Okay. And then, finally, kanina nyo pa po napapansin, napakadaming dot. Okay. Itong mga full stop na to na tinatawag. So, itong mga full stop na to, okay, ilalagay ko na rin po dito yan para kompleto na. Dot or full stop. So, it lets programmers, okay, access, or it lets a programmer access the methods available, okay, within a class or object. Okay? So, sabi dito, it lets a programmer access the methods available. So, ibig sabihin, kapag pinipress ko tong dot, okay? For example, itong class na to, di ba? Itong console class na to is a class under the namespace of system. Okay? So, pag pinress ko yung dot or full stop sa aking keyboard, ayan, makikita natin what are the available methods na pwedeng gamitin. So, makikita natin ay hindi lang pala write line available. Hindi lang pala read line. Meron ding beep, merong clear, merong equals, okay? And then, meron pa tayo makikita dito ng mga other properties and events, okay? So, it lets a programmer access the methods or even properties, okay? Properties available, okay? Within a class or object. Okay. Ayan. Okay, and then finally, ang last ko pong i-discuss for today is the semicolon. Napansin nyo po na every end ng mga statements. Okay, by the way, ito po, bawat line, okay, is a statement. Kita nyo, sa Visual Studio, meron siyang numbering dito. Okay, para mas malinaw siyang nakikita. Okay? So, bawat line is a statement. So, dito, nakikita natin na sa loob ng block of codes, every statement ends with a semicolon. And this is yung construct and syntax na allowed by C# programming language. Kasi po merong mga ibang programming language na yung mga semicolon are not necessary. But for C#, necessary po itong and I think for Java as well, necessary ang yung semicolon. Okay. So, semicolon, lagay ko na rin po dito yan. Okay. Semicolon, it marks the end of a statement. Okay. So, semicolon marks the end of a statement. So, kada maglalagay ka ng semicolon, it is the end of this code or statement, itong line na to. So, ibig sabihin, kahit ito ilagay ko dito sa kasunod nito, yan, gagana pa din yan. Kasi ang interpretation po ng interpreter dyan or ng compiler, ito is syntactically correct. Because it ended with with semicolon. And then, nire-read niya na to as a new set of code na kanyang i-compile or execute or i-interpret. Okay? So, ito lang po yung mga lessons natin for today and ito pa yung mga important things that we needed to discuss in order for us to move forward sa ating mga next lessons. Okay? So, for the next lessons, mas exciting na po yun kasi didiscuss na natin yung mga data types, yung mga string, okay? Meron pa mga integers, okay? Madidiscuss po natin yan for the next lessons. Okay, so for now, this is the introduction to programming. So maraming salamat po sa pakikinig ng ating lesson for today. God bless.